When we designed the Center for Great Expectations, we really wanted the buildings to look home-like. But as you enter the door, particularly if you enter the basement, you'll see that we're really a hospital. We're an A1 use group, and I know that because I built these buildings. We have full elevators, photovoltaic systems for solar energy. We have a full-blown fire suppression system, so the buildings are quite formidable. The feeling of safety, of a safe place, a safe presence, and a safe path exudes through every area in every building that you enter at the center. You know, we often talk about trauma-attuned care, but really, trauma-attuned is a palpable way of being in relationship. And when you walk through the halls of the Center for Great Expectations and our residential programs, you actually feel that calm and that peace and that safety. You know, right now, you're looking at the Adult Women's Program, where 8 women and their children, up to 3 children, reside in residence for 6 to 9 months.
Our clients that come in are, well, they're homeless. Their primary diagnosis is their substance use disorder, and they've all been through significant trauma. So they all have a trauma piece, and they all are mothers, and they're all mothering young children, at least one young child, 5 or under, or they may be pregnant.
Our women in our residential facility are in treatment for 20 hours a week, and while they're in treatment, their little ones are safely tucked away in Katie's Place. Our Child Development Center, Katie's Place, is a very special place. Each child has their own individual treatment plan. They are given nutritious meals. They have a lovely playground to play in. One of the, tremendous aspects of the work that we do at the center is that the staff is completely integrated. So the staff at the Child Development Center also receive training around trauma-attuned approaches as well as parent-infant mental health. Katie's Place is the heart and soul of the Center for Great Expectations. Katie's Place was named after Katie Deichman, a lovely, beautiful 24-year-old who left this world, and her parents, John and Linda, graciously named our Child Development Center in honor of their beautiful daughter. And we can feel her spirit to this day. Guests are always amazed when I open the door and show them our in-kind room. It is incredible. If you can imagine what it would cost to buy 1,000 diapers a week, we would be in big trouble financially. And we are graciously recipients of wonderful donations from volunteers and the community at large. As we enter the adolescent program, we are providing care to young women between the ages of 13 and 18 who have, for the most part, grown up in foster care, have mental health issues, and are pregnant and parenting. This is an extremely challenging population to serve, and we are here to give them the tender, loving care that they so deserve in order to get them launched into a life that will not repeat the situations that they found themselves in.
So I work with the Adolescent Residential Program. They're parenting or pregnant when they come to us. The purpose is to gain mental stability in the youth because they have definitely have rough paths of life. They've experienced traumas. They've already had broken families, have led them to displacements all over, and then they find themselves pregnant or parenting when they come to us. So the purpose is to gain mental stability, foster attachment between them and their children, and break the cycle, keep them together, hopefully lead them to leading purposeful adult lives.
As in all of the programs at the Center for Great Expectations, in the adolescent program, we are focused on breaking the cycle of abuse, neglect, and homelessness. One of the challenging aspects of working with adolescents is to ensure that they're eating nutritious meals. And we are graced with the presence of Carol, our resident cook, who not only makes nutritious meals, but also oftentimes assists the adolescents in learning how to cook themselves. The clinical aspects of the residential programs are critical to the success of our women. One of the really interesting aspects of the offerings at the center are our allied therapies. Things like we have a wonderful horticultural therapist who comes in and creates a beautiful garden with our women. Another aspect are music and art therapists. And I think you'll see some of the beautiful creations that our women have been working on. And that's actually, a critical component in healing and wellness as we move ahead. We're also very focused on yoga and Reiki. And these two therapies also assist women in managing anxiety and are integral to their treatment plans. One of the most important aspects of long-term recovery is housing. People don't get well in 6 to 9 months. It's a process. It's a journey. And the ability to offer them supportive housing and the services that go along with that are critical to long-term success.
Kind of the primary goal of supportive housing is to help the women in our program to create a safe and stable home for themselves and for their children, and also to work toward becoming as self-sufficient as they possibly can. So that means different things for different people, but we coach them and walk beside them and encourage them every step of the way through whatever that means for them.
Currently, we have 16 supportive housing units at Avalon Bay and another 12 units that are scattered site across Middlesex County. Supportive housing for women and children remains a critical need in the state of New Jersey, and we are committed to expanding those offerings. One of our newer programs, the START program, provides in-home care to women and children who find themselves in need of substance use, mental health, case management, and early relational health.
Typically, if a pregnant or parenting person is able to overcome the many barriers to treatment, the mom and baby are seen and treated separately. So mom might go to treatment for the symptoms of substance use, and the baby may or may not receive early intervention or play therapy, but they're treated as two separate entities. And then they come back to a relationship which is still characterized by intergenerational patterns of trauma and of a way of relating that is not whole for that dyad. And so at START and at Center for Great Expectations, we view and we work with the mom and the baby, or the mom and the child, as a whole, as an interdependent system that's embedded in a system of community and of culture, that the mom and the baby affect each other, they are affected by their community, and they affect their community. So it's messy, and we don't simplify that, and we don't back off that and try to just treat symptoms. We work with the relationship between mom and baby. Our client is not mom, our client is not baby, our client is the relationship between the two.
We offer that program in 7 counties and hope to expand it to the entire state and outside of the state of New Jersey.